Okay. Are you recording?
Yes.
Okay. However, we jumped way ahead here in our slides. Try to go way back to the beginning. All right, hold on a sec. How did I jump from the end to the very beginning?
That's a nice little speed run of our presentations.
Yeah, I gave everybody. Oh,
That's all the information. Thanks for coming. Questions?
this is terrible. Why can't do I not have control of the slides?
You
Hi.
should. Cool.
We're going back.
Oh, I think it's
All right, here we
working.
go. Here we go. Here we go. All right, there we go, folks. Sorry about that. I'm
Yes.
using somebody else's laptop because my laptop wasn't working. All right. So that is the first slide. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
So I guess Quest is a program that I'm kicking. I'm going to start with this slide because this is supposed to be the first slide. It is a first-year experience and college transition program that is part of a larger leadership development program called the Blue Hen Leadership Program. This is a Wordle or a word cloud that came from the evaluation of our program last year. And these are just some of the words that immediately come to mind to students who have participated in the program. So I'm going to ask Jenny and Jacob to each sort of pick a word that really relates to their personal experience with Quest and talk about it for a second. And why did you pick that word?
I'm gonna go.
Yeah, okay.
Screw you, Jacob. So I chose. I think jumpstart is a really good word for me personally. Like I said, I came from Illinois, so it was like a really far journey. I didn't know anyone that was at the University of Delaware, so a lot of my fears were around knowing where I was on campus, knowing what my resources were, like starting to meet people and make friends, and even just, you know, moving my stuff in. That was like a stressor for me coming into college. And Quest was a really great opportunity for me to have that jump start on all of those things. You know, there's great experiences to like meet people. I'm still really close with a lot of people in my Quest group. I live with them, one of them currently. On top of that, you know, they tell you what your resources are on campus. They tell you who you can go to and give you a person that you can directly go to with your PM, who we'll talk about later. And also just, you know, like someone said, moving in early, it does have a lot of benefits to it. You don't have to worry so much about everyone moving in on the same day. It's kind of an easier transition to that.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Jenny.
Jenny.
Jacob, how about you?
Yes. I was going to choose jumpstart, but now I can choose a different word. I will choose connection. Like Jenny said, I did make a lot of connections throughout the Quest program, whether that be people on my team, my peer mentor, people within our Quest year. You know, you get to become really close to them. You see them at Quest follow-ups. You see them throughout BHLP events. It was really funny, just like the whole first week of school, the people in my dorm were like, how do you know so many people on campus? And I'm like, well, I did Quest. I know these people just by seeing them for the first 4 days and being in this program. So it definitely was a great way to make connections.
All right, great. Our Quest leadership team is made up of a group of 12 upper class peer mentors, 3 senior peer mentors. Jenny and Jacob are 2 of those 3. Myself and my staff, the Blue Hen leadership staff. A peer mentor is a role model who assists newly admitted students with skills that will facilitate their successful transition to college academically, socially, and personally. Our peer mentors go through 2 weeks of extensive and intensive training to learn about all of the resources on campus that any first-year student may need. They also learn about sort of adjustment issues. There is a whole calendar of adjustment for the first year in college. First year of college is not always easy. There are highs and lows, and our peer mentors are trained to help celebrate the highs and help reinforce and support any inevitable lows that a first-year student may experience, whether it's a roommate issue or not doing well in a class, or not even liking the food in the dining hall. It can be a serious, any kind of serious issue, or just more of a, I guess, a frustrating issue. Peer mentors are a really tight-knit group of students who have experienced the program themselves, and they're active in the Blue Hen Leadership Program as well. So why do Quest? Student Life, which is the division on campus that Quest is a part of, supports a number of programs, but Quest specifically helps new Blue Hens develop a sense of belonging to the campus. Jenny and Jacob both talked about that a little bit. They help Blue Hens identify ways to thrive in the UD community. Where can you get involved? What are your personal values and interests, and where on campus can you really sort of connect to those? It is a leadership program, so we help our students develop a personal leadership style and identity. We want them to tap into a sense of curiosity and adventure, because if you're not willing to step outside your comfort zone, stepping into leadership is going to be really, really difficult for you. So we try to make that tiptoeing outside of your comfort zone almost a habit, and being curious about growth and learning. Jenny and Jacob both talked about the friendships they created. Participants in Quest will create incredible friendships that will last a lifetime. They will also have this mentorship with their upper class students, and connecting students to resources and opportunities that will make your first year at UD successful. Quest stands for an acronym that means question, understand, explore to engage, serve, and transform. And throughout these first 4 days of Quest, we will delve into those values in different activities, and learn how each of those words really is applicable, to your development as a leader on our campus. And I don't want to spoil all the fun, but this picture is probably a transformational experience for many of our students, with a free hugs activity that we did pre-COVID, and we certainly hope we can come back and do that activity again. In Quest, participants will be able to face fears, quite literally take risks, face challenges. We will do a day at a high ropes course. They will identify tools for success, set goals, identify their personal values, begin to form a leader identity and style, and form amazing friendships. And Jenny and Jake, I'm going to ask if you two could comment on any one of those bullet points that you kind of remember from your Quest experience, in terms of when you walked away from the program, what did you feel you had really latched onto in terms of those bullets?
I can start with this one, Jenny. I would say one of the most influential things was definitely setting goals. We had this speaker come in, talk about, you want to make sure your goals are in front of you, so you can see them every day. So I don't know if you see on that board over there, but I have my goals written down. Currently, it's to maintain a good GPA, learn new recipes, and go to the gym a little bit more than I currently do. So that is certain. And additionally, on top of that, we have, can I talk about SMART goals? Or we do an activity where you talk about, setting goals. They're like social, personal, academic goals that really help you throughout your first year.
All right, great.
So I think I want to talk about, forming your leadership identity and style. So what I really did love about the Quest program is that whether you have experience in leadership positions or not, it's a really great opportunity to learn what you're good at and how you help a team in your leadership. There's plenty of activities that we do that kind of bring out what you're especially good at. There's a thing that we love to do called True Colors. You talk about it, during Quest, and then it continues the next, 3 years. I still love to reference it, and I use it when I'm thinking about my skill sets and what I personally think that I'm good at and what I want to work at. But even more than that, we talk about values and trying to pinpoint what you find important, which is really, really critical going into college, since so many things are changing. So being able to kind of identify, these are going to be my stressors, but this is what I value and what I think I'm good at, is something that I appreciate now more as a senior than I even could have imagined I would as a freshman. So
Great. One of the things we teach in Quest and the Blue Hen Leadership Program is that leadership is not connected to any title. We'll talk about leaders that we have all known in our personal lives, or, you know, public figures who have titles and either really are leaders who speak to our values, or maybe they're not. So we tie leadership to values and to behaviors more than we do to titles. And we talk about how leadership is a process. And we also talk how followership, and, you know, it's just as important to know when you should be a follower and then when you should step into leadership. And that ties into some of the things Jenny was talking about in terms of really understanding what your strengths are. And sometimes it's your turn to wear the crown, and sometimes it's not. And it's your turn to recognize that others have more talent or strength in a particular situation. And so it really is a learning process. This quote is very typical of the responses that we get to Quest. Quest made my college transition so easy and amazing. I don't know how I would have gotten through the first couple days on campus if I hadn't done Quest. I felt so much more comfortable already having friends and being familiar with campus when classes started. And I think that is the initial response to this program. And I love that Jenny said, you know, even now as a senior, she's starting to realize some of the things she learned back in Quest as a freshman have greater value than she realized at the time. So the immediate value is, wow, I have friends and I feel comfortable and confident. And then sort of the extending value is those things like goals that Jacob was talking about, recognizing where your values come into play, and recognizing that you understand your role as a leader. So this year, Quest is a year-long program, first of all. We have 2 virtual meetings on August 22nd and 23rd. Each one will be less than an hour, but it's really just sort of a quick introduction and welcome to the program. Then participants will come to campus the morning of Wednesday, August 24th. They will move into their permanent housing assignment that evening. We do have programming for the parents and the students that whole day, that whole morning. So from like 9:30 to 3, there is programming that both students and parents can participate in. Some of it is together, some of it is separate. At 3 o'clock, we tell the parents to get lost for a couple hours, go find some fun on Main Street or something. And then they will come back and pick up their student at 5 o'clock to help them move into their residence hall. And really, students do it in one of 2 ways. Either they bring, you know, everything they own on the 24th and move in fully to their residence hall, or especially in the case of students who might live closer to campus, they bring what they need for those 4 days. And then their parents might come back on Saturday with a load of stuff. So that's completely up to each individual student. Activities that take place both on and off campus from August 24th to August 27th. We do a half a day of community service. We bring in guest speakers. There are workshops, team building activities. We do spend a day at an adventure center on the Chesapeake Bay, and really just getting comfortable with campus and the first year experience. During the fall semester, and really this is during the entire year, there are monthly follow-ups. And the purpose of those is really to strengthen relationships, continue personal leadership development, and provide first-year support. So once a month, we will get together and have a dinner on a Friday evening and have a short educational segment, and then some kind of social or fun activity. And then in addition to that, the peer mentors each have a group of 7 first-year students under their mentorship. And they will meet with that small group once a month. And Jenny and Jacob, do you want to give some examples of what you do or what peer mentors do for those monthly interactions with their groups? What are some of the things that you did when you met with your Questers?
I mean, personally, one of my favorite things that we did this past year is I did a like Friendsgiving event. It was me and actually Joey, or Jose, who's on the screen right now. We kind of combined our groups, and we got some food, and we brought like some craft material, and we just spent a couple hours like letting our 2 groups talk with each other more, hang out. It's, around midterm time, because that's just about when our fall break kind of ends, and we did it like the week before fall break. So it was a really nice kind of time to rewind and a little bit of catch up with everyone, but also just like talk to some people maybe they hadn't talked to a ton during the quest week, or even just, not at all during the quest week, since there's so many people and you don't always get a chance to like talk to every single person.
Okay, yeah, and Friendsgiving is really a bit of a tradition that we do every year. Jacob, how about you? Can you give an example of what you've done with your group?
I would love to. Yeah, my group this past year was a very busy group. They all found activities around campus that really, kept their schedules tight and were not very flexible when it came to, being able to find a common time. So what I did was I would go to one of the student centers, it would be at Perkins or Tremont, and I'd get a table and I would say, hey, I'm here for these 2 hours. If you want to stop by, do some work, say hi to our team, get some food. That's what this time is here for. So that was a way I got to see my team throughout the year.
So those monthly meetings can be very informal, like the examples that Jacob and Jenny just gave, but sometimes they're a little more formal. So as I said, peer mentors have this calendar of adjustment issues that first year students do. And so sometimes they'll have a more formal meeting to sort of address issues like homesickness or roommate problems, or how to find housing, how to sign up for housing my second year, or should I join a fraternity or sorority or not? What are the pros and cons of that? So any kinds of questions or sort of overarching topics, peer mentors are trained to do some facilitation in those kinds of discussions too. In September, they will meet with their groups to create what we call a vision board, which is basically a collage that visualizes long and short-term goals for the year. And it gives the students really a chance to after having a few weeks of school under their belt, rethink the goals they created in Quest, and then really talk about what does success look like for me at University of Delaware, create a board that visualizes that, and then share it with each other. And that's one of our popular activities. So we've mentioned the Blue Hen Leadership Program. Anyone who does Quest is automatically a member of the Blue Hen Leadership Program. And we have been recognized as the outstanding leadership program in the country by the Association of Leadership Educators, most recently in 2021, last year, and we were also recognized in 2014. We've won a lot of other awards for our program, and I can honestly say, as the person who created the program and directs it, I'm really, really proud of it. It's a great program, and students like Jenny and Jacob make my job a dream. Highly motivated students are attracted to the program because they understand that participating in something like leadership development is going to boost their resumes and is going to help them personally as well as professionally. So BHLP is an experiential leadership development program in 4 tiers. Each tier corresponds to a year, an academic year. Students can join at any time, and they don't have to have done Quest, but if in order to do all 4 tiers, students would have to join as a first-year student. We are founded and grounded in theory, and I'm not going to teach you theory today, but the theory that frames us looks at leadership through 3 different lenses: the individual leader or leadership of self, leadership in a group or team, and leadership in community or society. So our tiers correspond to those lenses. In tier 1, we do a lot of things that focus on developing yourself as a leader. What are your values? What are what are your strengths? What are your lesser strengths? I don't like to say weaknesses. And what are sort of the skills you need to have to build your leadership toolbox? Communication skills, conflict management skills, diversity and inclusion and equity awareness, things like that. In tier 2, the second year, we focus on group leadership, and students work in teams to complete a project for a local business. They come to a meeting every week where they have a curriculum around team leadership, what makes an effective team, why is it so important to understand how to be a part of an effective team in today's workforce. and then they practice what they learned by doing this project. Tier 3 is a class students take for academic credit. And we really look at the nonprofit sector, how are nonprofits impacting communities and social issues. Students really study, do a deep dive of research. And then based on their research on a nonprofit, they will do some creative problem solving by designing a program or project that will address a need for that community. So again, tier 2 and tier 3 students are truly building their resumes with real world work. And then tier 4 is a capstone experience that include some reflection over their past leadership experiences in BHLP and on the other organizations. And students also have an opportunity to do a distinction project if they want to graduate with distinction. But we're more than the 4 tiers. Our students become a cohort. They do things that really bind them together as people interested in leadership. So we have taken students to Disney for national conferences that unfortunately COVID shut down, but we are working on bringing them back. Students in tier 2 start the year off with a retreat. Sometimes it's been in Ocean City. This year it's going to be at an adventure camp on the Chesapeake Bay in Maryland. We do team building activities like, in 40 minutes, you have to create a sculpture out of Pringles and you have to work together to figure out how to do that. We present projects to community partners. We have guest speakers. So there's a lot of variety in the program. Jenny and Jacob, you want to share maybe one thing about BHLP outside of Quest that has been meaningful to you in terms of your experience?
Yeah, sure. I had the opportunity to be a part of the collegiate leadership competition. If you like problem solving and puzzles and you think that's very fun, like I do, there's this competition we're part of called the Collegiate Leadership Competition, where that is how you gain points. And you also gain points through leadership. So they kind of see how well you're able to, communicate with your team and use their curriculum to assess, or for example, Pringle Ringle is one of the infamous activities that we do, but I've really been able to not only continue my enjoyment of puzzles throughout college, but also gain leadership experience through CLC. And
Jacob's being humble right now, but his interest of puzzles has also will find him in the fall in our TEDx spotlight, where he's going to be presenting a TED talk that is focused on the topic of puzzles. So BHLP kind of has given him a voice in a number of different ways.
This
Jenny?
is true. Thank you, Susan.
Yeah. So one of the things that I think is really cool that Quest does is every year, or at least the past couple years, we've put on the Changemakers Conference here at UD. So we bring in some really cool speakers that, come in on the Saturday or Sunday, and they, basically we spend the whole day and it's a conference. So we listen to them talk about different aspects of leadership and, like things they've gone through and their wisdom to share with us. It's a really unique opportunity and it brings out a lot of different people. So it's something that I've really loved getting to experience and like hearing from such different people that, I wouldn't normally get to hear speak.
This year, Laurie Hernandez, who is an Olympic gold and silver medal winner, a gymnast, was one of our speakers. Last year, we had one of the stars from Hamilton, or not last year, in 2020, we had one of the stars from Hamilton, who not only gave a really powerful speech, but he also taught some students the opening number to Hamilton. So we try to bring people from a lot of different fields who have some level of recognition. But this year we had 300 students attend the conference. The first year we had 500 because we had some other campuses come. So yeah, Changemakers is a really cool event. So some more details about Quest. There is the website for application, and that is open until July 1. And I know that we will close the application on July 1 based on the number of applications we anticipate having by then. So If you are interested, please make sure you apply by then. I will tell you, we look for a very diverse group of students to select, and diverse in every way. Ethnicity, major, part of the country that you're from. We look for students who have had a lot of leadership in high school, but we also look for students who have done absolutely nothing in terms of leadership, because those students really need to learn. And if they're excited about starting that leadership journey, we want them. So your application is really important. And what is not important is for you to give us a laundry list of every leadership title you've ever had. What's more important on those applications is for you to let us know why you want to be a part of this program. I'm going to guess that the cool video is not going to play on Zoom. I can try it. Oh, maybe it will. Let's see.
BHLP is a nationally recognized, award-winning leadership development program open to all students at the University of Delaware. I invite you to learn more about this award-winning program by listening to the stories that some of our current students and alumni are about to share, and by visiting our website to learn how you too can start on your journey of success through leadership.
Everyone can find something with BHLP. So I would definitely recommend it to anyone who is interested in social impact, leadership, obviously, you know, an entrepreneurial mindset, networking.
Go for BHLP because not only is it something that will help you build your leadership skills, which a lot of companies are looking for, it also helps you meet those friends who you wouldn't normally think you'd be friends with otherwise.
You get to learn from a variety of different people coming from a variety of different backgrounds, cultures, and skill sets. And you learn the tools, tactics, and really the communication to make an impact on our school, on our community, and whatever passion project you have.
My experience was very transformational. It helped me become a better public speaker, work better in teams. It developed a lot of crucial leadership skills that I still use today.
It's not just a program where you attend workshops and you're done. You use what you've learned in the workshops on community service trips, in your tiered projects, or leadership conferences.
Every twist and turn that I've had with BHLP has been really beneficial. It really helped me start my nonprofit that I wanted to start when I was 16. And it would not have been possible if I didn't join BHLP.
One of the things that I think is really great about the BHLP program is you're working with real nonprofits and real organizations in the community.
I would certainly recommend an organization to work with BHLP, but the students are really engaged, not only in what the project is, but I think the deeper learning.
BHLP really gave me the foundation to see, what a leader is, how to apply it in a school setting, how to apply it in a more global level setting, and then how to advise others.
Each tier just really pushes you deeper into the community and gives you more and more connections. We have like every different major kind of at UD is represented, and everyone finds value in it.
BHLP has been recognized nationally as one of the top leadership programs in the country, and the workshops definitely help with that ranking. They provide students with every opportunity that they can to help them develop their leadership potential.
BHLP really helped me find comfort in not only who I am, but how other people will respond to me. Not only build my confidence, but keep it when I'm in uncomfortable situations.
It's made my college experience in a lot of ways, and I can't imagine my college experience without BHLP.
Okay. So hopefully, that brought in to you a little bit of interest about BHLP. And there's just some pictures of Quest, just to let you know that we have a lot of fun. So I'm going to stop sharing and open it up to you all to see if you have any questions about the program, either Quest or BHLP, that we could answer for you.
I'm also gonna stop the recording now. That's okay.
No, I'd keep in case there's any questions that when people watch the recording, they might be interested in. Any questions about the program?
I have two questions.
Yes, Emma.
The first one is if you're terribly afraid of heights, do you have to climb on the ropes course?
We do what's called challenge by choice.
Perfect.
Okay.
And the second question is, if you've already applied, when do you think you're going to announce or contact the people who did get into the program?
We will be contacting, sending out acceptance letters the second week of July.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Jenny or Jacob, were either of you monitoring the chat? I didn't. see
I'm getting the link for the application right now.
link for the application. Okay.
Where
And you
can
have the
people
same
find the
quest-
link to this video?
Pardon me?
Where will we be able to find the link to this video?
In this PowerPoint.
Like the one we're recording right now.
Yeah.
It should be on the
Oh,
BHLP website.
it's gonna be on the Canvas page. So we're gonna email it to Kelly Murray and she's gonna post it on the NSO Canvas page.
Okay.
Jacob is putting the link to the Quest website and the application link is on that website. Emma, do we have the same Quest leader for 4 years? Officially, no. That person is your peer mentor for 1 year, but Jacob and Jenny, you might want to answer that because I think once you're a peer mentor, you're always a peer mentor, right?
In some sort of sense, yes. I mean, that doesn't mean call us at 3 a.m. being like, hey, what's up? But you know, it's you create that bond, and usually after your year of being a peer mentor, you usually can keep those connections. I think Andrew had his hand up.
Who had her hand up?
Andrew has his hand up.
Okay, Andrew.
Hi, so I actually had a question. I'm not able to attend the Quest program this summer. However, is it only restricted for incoming freshmen to attend the Quest program?
Yes, it is. It is only a first-year program. However, BHLP is open to all students at any time.
Okay.
And then I have a limit to the number of students accepted. Yes, we accept 84 students into the program, and the fee is $350. And that is really simply a subsidy. The program costs us close to $2,000 per student. So we use that money to help defray some of the cost of early move-in, all the meals, all the transportation, all the swag, BHLP and Quest swag that you get and things like that. We do have limited financial assistance. We have one scholarship that is exclusively for someone from the Baltimore area. And then we do have several other partial scholarships that can help with funding. And there is an opportunity once you get accepted. There will be information about how you can apply for that financial assistance if you need it. Difference between Quest and Tier 1. So they're two separate things. Quest is a first-year experience program designed to connect first-year students to campus, and it's open to an exclusive cohort of 84 students. Tier 1 is open to everybody at the University of Delaware, and Tier 1 is a series of workshops that end in a certification called the Emerging Leader Certificate. Some of the workshops that you will attend as part of Quest will go towards the credits that you need for Tier 1. And during Quest, you will get a whole information session about BHLP. And if you don't do Quest, there will be information sessions available about BHLP throughout September.
Stacy has a hand raised.
Yeah, I have a question. So I'm just wondering, how does Quest work with the freshman welcome days? Because that overlaps. The freshman welcome days are on August 25th and 26th. Do you guys not plan anything for that day?
No, we do. So all freshmen will be moving in on the 27th. So I'm very confused about why freshman welcome days would be before they move in. 1743 days, which is which is the official welcome, starts on Saturday evening, the 27th. And you will be finished with your Quest program, or at least the first 4 days of the Quest program at noon on Saturday, the 27th. So there are any activities on the 25th and 26th. Those are probably designed for people in marching band or other people who, like student athletes, who might be busy during the day and they're trying to keep freshmen safe, I guess is the best way to say it, in the evening. You will be kept busy with Quest and our own activities.
Okay, sorry, I must have my dates messed up. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else who has questions? All right. Well, if you do, you can certainly, my contact information is on our website. And you're certainly welcome to shoot me an email.
Susan, there's one more question in the chat.
Major difference between Quest and Tier 1? No. Do most Quest freshmen then continue with BH? Yes. I would say that about 70% of the students in tiers 2 through 4 are students who started in Quest, and the other 30% are students who joined BHLP who did not do Quest. But Quest really connects people to the program in a deep way, and they are most likely the ones to persist through all 4 tiers, but not the only ones. And you can read more detail about the other tiers on our website. Do you move in early to your assigned dorm? Yes, you are on the 24th. You will move into your assigned residence hall, and the website is up at the top of the chat. Jacob put that in there.
I just sent it again.
Okay, and he just sent it again. There we go. And the link to the application for Quest is on the Quest page on our BHLP website. And I
Right
think
on the top, it says apply now.
Yeah. It's a great program. I encourage you all to apply. If you can't because of your schedule, or if you would apply and not get accepted, I strongly encourage you to participate in BHLP because it's a great program. Looks great on your resume. You'll be with students who have similar interests and motivation. And even though there's an academic focus, it's a lot of fun. So if there's no other questions, thank you so much for joining us. And again, please feel free to reach out. My email is slucci@udel.edu. It's easy to remember. Jacob and Jenny, I don't know if you guys want to real quick type your emails in.
We can.
In case anybody would want a student perspective on a question that you might want to ask later. So if you want to get those, and yeah, and there's mine. Thank you so much for joining us, and I look forward to seeing all of you in the fall. I hope I see all of your names in the application pool for Quest. So take care. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.